All right, name of this video is How a Norse Shaman Survives the Modern World. Okay, it's the first video in a new series on simple life hacks from our tradition of fire and ice shamanism, how we can better relax and calm our minds and bodies and have a better experience in our daily lives. Oh, new modern American shamanism flag. Hope everybody likes it. It's actually really affordable, got it on Amazon. And another thing, my lovely wife got me an awesome new coffee cup. She knows me so well. This coffee, a warm, delicious alternative to hating everybody every morning forever. And again, she still knows me so well. Yes. Okay. The first part of this life hacks topic is going to be meditation cross training. Meditation cross training is a type of cross training that modern American shamanism invented to help people who has great difficulty with traditional forms of meditation. I have tons of people tell me that they just can't make meditation happen, and there's an old saying that if you don't have time or you can't meditate, you need to do it twice as long. And so I came up with these cross training videos to help our students and other people to get into the habit of meditating. And I've had great reports on how much easier this makes meditation and how they can really get into it. They can actually see benefits from meditation. And I'm not a doctor and I don't play one on TV, but I've also had reports from students and family members of said students that it's helped lower their blood pressure, their stress levels, and the family members report that people are just generally easier to be around when they're not being pains in the ass. Imagine that. So, meditation cross training. I'm not going to go into this very deep because we have all the steps in our blog on our website, and I've made other videos about specifically about cross training for meditation, so you can look into those. But what it is, we're going to start off with the very first level. Is you're going to need your TV, your radio, your phone, and your living room or your bedroom, wherever you want to sit down, lie down, just try and be comfortable. Turn on your background noise and just sit still for 10 minutes. That's it, 10 minutes. Okay. I've had people report that this first level is the hardest level of the cross training program because most people drink energy drinks and other caffeinated things, never coffee. Coffee is just awesome for you. You can never go wrong with coffee. And so their legs shake, their hands tremble, they can't sit still, they got to constantly move. Okay, and so this is a nervous system issue that's related to being supercharged constantly. So that once you can manage the sitting still for 10 minutes for a week or more, then everything is downhill from there. It gets much, much easier. But you don't have to focus on your breathing. You don't have to stare at a candle. You don't have to do anything except watch your favorite sitcom, listen to your favorite music, watch your favorite video, and just don't move for 10 minutes. So there you go. All right, now the next one is relaxing the mind and body. That's the next life hack. This comes through an old exercise from Germany that comes through Pennsylvania German communities where my dad's family comes from, um, and it was part of the farming because they were all my family until my generation, and actually we're getting back into it. We're farmers, okay, and to be able to work 7 days a week for 4 or 5 months out of every year, okay, and keep moving every day at a maximum output, you needed this type of health exercise to keep the body strong and limber and loose and your mind centered and relaxed. No, not every farmer across the planet does this. I don't know what to tell you. It's just something we did because it kept people healthy and it helped them relax. And when you're not stressed, you're not a pain in the ass to be around. Anyway, how this works. Let's use a forward bend because everybody knows how to put their legs forward and bend over forward. Okay, so that's like a traditional stretch pose, which several of these poses are traditional stretching poses that most people would recognize, and it is the hint of the guided stretching is where we're coming from. But stretching is a misnomer. We're not actually stretching muscles. Okay, um, and I call it guided stretching because that's the actual name. But I got feedback when we were writing this chapter in the book And several people said that it might be confusing, people might not understand, so we changed the name to rune yoga. So in the book it's called rune yoga, but it's guided stretching. Now we're in this forward bend pose and we start to slowly move forward. Okay, never jump into any pose or posture. Go right until you almost feel tension and then stop. You don't want to feel a lot of tension. You don't want to feel pain for sure. Never feel pain when you're doing these postures. Pain is why traditional stretching is so hard for people to do, and most people give up on it because it hurts and they don't want to make time for it. Okay, but guided stretching or rune yoga is something you can do while watching your favorite program or listening to your favorite music. But this makes it more of a meditation cross training posture, which is cool because that's where we're starting anyway. Okay, but anyway, I digress. So you're in this forward bend posture. You've leaned forward until you just feel the pressure either in your lower back or in your hamstrings, wherever your tension is. Okay. Now, we've talked about in the book, uh, Foundations for Fire and Ice Shamanism, about how to use your and or your breath. Okay, and we also talked about how your and and your hygge work together to develop your base level shamanistic inner journey practices. So, rune yoga is your first level of inner journey practice. So, what we're doing is we're working on our breath and we're focusing our mind or our hygge. And when we're in this posture, we're leaning forward and we just start to feel pressure in your hamstrings, let's say. And so we stop and then we move our mind down our body and into our hamstrings. And we're not just focusing on our hamstrings, but you want to be able to, and this is not something most people do instantaneously, it takes training. We're moving the mind down into the hamstrings. Okay. The reason for this, when you're focused in this way, it opens the capillaries and larger blood vessels to those muscles, and the type of shamanic breathing or on breathing that you're doing increases the level of oxygen in your blood. And so this level of oxygen and increased circulation relaxes those muscles and just allows them to naturally elongate. No actual stretching involved and no pain. Okay. So if you got that going on, you're doing it correctly. All right. So, um, but in the beginning, mostly what we're doing is we're feeling that pressure in our hamstrings and we're paying attention to it. Over time, you will be able to move your mind around inside your body, and this is specifically what shamanic inner journey work is. So, this is the foundation for training the mind and the breathing to move inside the body. But so, if breathing correctly just elongates all the muscles because we're paying attention to them, what are people stretching when they stretch? That is an excellent question. Your fascia. It's like a saran wrap that encases all your muscles and organs. As we get older, it shrinks like crumpling up saran wrap. If you get injured, it shrinks. If you have surgery, it shrinks and doesn't want to expand anymore because it thinks it's keeping the injured part of your body safe, even after it's healed. So, by relaxing the muscle, it allows us direct access to this fascia. And so, again, no pain should be involved. No rapid, jerky movements should be involved either. We're just moving forward until we feel pressure. We're breathing and using our mind inside our body to relax muscles, increase circulation, and gently elongating the fascia. Okay, you're not stretching it, you're elongating it back to where it belongs. This takes longer than stretching, but over time, it's a much healthier practice, allows a much greater range of motion, okay, and it helps prevent the muscles from contracting back so fast because they have that tight encasement. And so it keeps you healthy, more flexible, and better circulation for much longer and gives you back that body you had when you were a little kid. I know I've taught myself to walk 3 times after 7 spinal surgeries over the years. So these practices are very valuable, and I put a lot of trust and hard work into them, and they work. Oh, coffee in the eye. It's not supposed to go that way. All right. So we've leaned forward to the point of pressure. We've breathed correctly. We've put our mind in our hamstrings. The muscles have elongated. We've started to elongate the fascia, and we're just holding these postures. You can hold an individual posture for up to 30 minutes, no more than that, because then you start putting certain other muscles and tissues in a bind, and it does uh, reduce the circulation to those areas, and over time that can be bad. So don't go longer than 5 or 10 minutes to start. Okay. And again, we will make a video on how to do the base levels of all these postures because it ties in with the book. You get those for free because you bought our book, Foundations of Fire and Ice Shamanism, and I will let you know when we get those posted. I'm a big pain in the ass when it comes to the guided stretching and making sure everything is perfect. Our rune yoga, everything's perfect. So, but I will get those knocked out and as quickly as I think everything looks good. So I don't know how long that'll be. All right, now the point of cross training for meditation and mind body training, the relaxation, the rune yoga, is it improves your focus, your concentration, and your relaxation. All of those are really great things to have in the modern world. Okay. They improve your work, they improve your home life, they improve your life. Okay. For the better. No, it's not a coffee with heathens video, but it's me and coffee. All right. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is nature and getting out into nature. Uh, I've heard a lot of people complain that they get out in the nature and they don't see any animals. They can't find any plants. Nothing is right for them. It's almost like nature says, "Go home." But that's because most people are agitated and stressed and cranky, and they don't have cell reception, and they don't want to be in the woods to begin with. So they go back to their car and drive till they get cell reception, and then they go home. Okay. The problem, and it is a problem, and it doesn't have to actually do with your cell phones in particular. It was a problem beforehand. As a species, we get really addicted to a lot of shit going on all at one time, whether you're on your phone or in the city or at a fair, yada yada yada. We like tons of things going on all at once, and this is a hard habit to kick. Okay. The cross training for meditation and the rune yoga is a solid way to start to kick this habit because all of this stuff increases the stress level and stresses your nervous system because we're having too much input from all of our senses all at one time. Okay. And so when you do the cross training for meditation and the rune yoga and over the period of a couple months and you really start to relax and you really start to be able to be by yourself without something going on, you'll be surprised when you go out in nature and you're more calm and your mind is the three C's: calm, cleared, and centered. You can see chipmunks, like chipmunks yesterday out in our property. We were working on it. Snakes, okay. Red fox up the street. Wife saw one of those on the way to work. We even see coyotes, which is very rare to see. It's because we're not projecting stress and anxiety out as we walk, okay? And so when you get rid of all of that stress and anxiety, nature is more welcoming to you, and you can see and experience more things in nature. You can even do the cross training for meditation in nature. Okay. If you want to carry a yoga mat with you, you can even do the rune yoga in nature. I've done that just a couple times. I honestly don't go to the woods to do yoga, but you can. I've done it when we were camping. All right. So I hope you like this video. It is the first one in a series. I will share more life hacks from our shamanic books as the series progresses. Thank you and hope you enjoyed this video.